can't figure out who this movie is made for exactly. It's too adult to be a kid's movie. Hey everyone, this is the Movie Maniac. Thank you for watching, and hello to new and returning subscribers. Today we're going to talk about a movie, alright. We're going to go over Problem Child 2, which I used to be obsessed with as a kid. We're going to see whether or not this actually holds up. Problem Child 2 has a good sense of pacing, so you're always invested in something that's going on. You're never really checked out of the movie. There's what I call a Looney Tunes style approach to a lot of the mishaps here. Junior, who is the problem child, can literally blow somebody up and they're fine in the next scene. He can electrocute a lady and she just comes off like an irritated cartoon character. This helps balance things out and not make him come off like a slasher or serial killer the entire running time. What's weird is seeing all this on-screen violence in a live-action film. If this were in an animated show, it would seem like we'd get more comfortable with it, because seeing it play out the way it does, it just comes across as a little bit more cruel and unusual than it probably should, which leads me to this. The crazy dance scene. This might be one of the most disgusting sequences I've ever seen in a family film, and it's probably the most extreme in its genre now that I think of it. So Junior cranks up the speed of this ride beyond its recommended setting, and everyone on it begins puking. And we even see onlookers out in the crowd who begin throwing up on each other. And they show everything. There are slow motion shots of people slowly vomiting as this is all spinning around beyond where it's supposed to be, and we see it splattering on other people on the ride. I can't figure out who this movie is made for exactly. It's too adult to be a kid's movie, but it's too juvenile to be for adults. I don't think Universal knew exactly what they were doing here. With all that aside, this movie is propped up by a lot of its characters like Ben Healy, Big Ben Healy, Mr. Thorne, Mr. Peabody, Annie the Nurse, and Trixie. Guys, with all that being said, I'm going to give Problem Child 2 a 6.5 out of 10. At a young age, I thought this was the greatest thing ever. And I think that's largely because it felt like I was watching something I wasn't supposed to see, but I was yet somehow allowed to because it's Problem Child 2, and people are putting this in the family section of every video store because where else are you supposed to put this movie? Which is one of its big issues, and I'm sure something critics complained about at the time. And believe me, I was disturbed when I first saw this movie on VHS. I actually stopped watching it after the crazy dance scene and went into my grandma's room and was like, "You wouldn't believe what I just saw." It was nuts. And then I later went back to the movie on another night, finished it out, and then I fell in love with it. And then I started watching it all the time. But this is definitely something that you won't see made again. And that's one of the fascinating things about Problem Child 2, is it's this weird anomaly that's kind of lost. It's stuck out in this own world that it's the master of its domain. There's not much else like it. But I will say that watching it again as an adult, you really do see a lot more of the flaws and the issues that it has. And you don't have that same attachment. It doesn't have that same sort of risk factor as you would have got out of it being a kid in elementary school. So yeah, it's okay just for some of the nostalgia behind it, but definitely kind of harder to recommend. Alright guys, do you have any stories of Problem Child 2? Is this something you watched as a kid and felt similar on? Or did this movie also disturb you like it did me originally on your first initial viewing? Let me know in the comments, I'd be curious to hear. And as always, smash that notification bell. Like, comment, and subscribe so you can stay inside the mind of a movie maniac.